Hey everyone, welcome back to CP Whiskey Creek in nscale. In this video, I'm going to do an unboxing of the fairly brand new Kato SD70acu. Canadian Pacific unveiled the military heritage units in November of 2019 as a symbol of their long history linked with the Canadian military, featuring the Nato green, desert sand, Air Force, and Navy colors with a fifth unit painted in D-Day Spitfire scheme. CP also had units painted in a heritage scheme sporting their Tuscan and gray colors. The SD70acus are rebuilt SD90s, which Norfolk Southern first started, though I don't really understand the numbering scheme. Like, why are these not SD95s or something like that? Why did we go back to 70? Anyways, Athearn was the first one to produce a model, announced in October of 2020, but only in HO. Nscalers had to resort to 3D printing the shell and placing them on Kato SD90s, until Kato announced in April 2025 all 5 military heritage units. The DC and DCC Silent just came out, with the DCC Sound coming in the new year. I got the NATO green, representing my 25 years in the Canadian Armed Forces, but my desert one is on its way. So let's get back to the unboxing. So we have the standard Kato packaging, the plastic jewel case, although they kind of, not that it's necessarily a huge deal, but they kind of skimped out on the, here's your decoder information, and then they just sort of slapped on some stickers on the side here to show that this is the t-trak one. So on the back here we have a little bit of information about these being the modified SD90s and some of the different schemes that they have. So let's zoom in here and have a look inside here. If I can get inside. There we go. Don't want to lose that, I guess. Oh, look at this thing. All right. I'm afraid to take it out. We dropped a little baggie of, these are probably the hose couplers for the ends. I think I saw something in here. So magnetic, or installation of magnetic trip pins for a coupler. Oh, okay. So I guess if you don't want them, then you don't have to have them. And if you do, then that's good. Not worried about that right now. So let's have a look see here. We got, I'm assuming something here. So that just comes off to protect the fuel tank. Beautifully detailed at the front. I have our yellow ribbon here. Number 7020. The lettering is nice and crisp. Another yellow ribbon at the back here. And then, so on one side they have the American flag, the US flag. And then on the other side, then we have the Canadian flag. Beautifully detailed model. Got your fan details on the top here. So, most importantly is we need to see if it runs like a Kato. All right, we're all set up on the track, and we've got 003 or 0003 programmed in, because that's our default setting or address. And we'll see if we can get some lights going. Got some lights, so somebody's home. One thing I'm already noticing is that there's right in the right hand side, almost like some light bleed from the letterboard. Not a huge deal, but I don't know if I can maybe move that over and adjust that. So we'll zoom back out here. And one thing I did is I went through the t-trak's website, and I didn't find any CV settings to do like different settings for like the ditch light. So as I go through like all the different function buttons, they don't do anything. I know this is just DCC non-sound, so you're not getting anything going on at a crossing, but I figured if you pushed a button, maybe the ditch lights would alternate or something like that, but not so much. So let's zoom out and see if we can get this thing to run. So I've moved it up to step 1 and not seeing any movement. And then now we're up to number 2. Nice slow crawler. And bring it back. And go up to number 3. And it sort of jumps. And then if you drop it down to 2, it sort of stops and then starts its momentum again. Keep in mind, I haven't really run it, so might need to work it in a little bit. See, that's that weird sort of goes, if you take it up to 3, then it almost stops and then starts again if you drop it down to 2. So we'll bring it back again, since we've turned around. And then this way you can see the reverse lights. Nice shot of the Canadian flag. And off we go. One thing I definitely noticed is the couplers are not great. So I can hook in with these couplers. This is a Microtrains boxcar with Microtrains couplers, obviously. And can't seem to get it to connect. Now if I force it in, kind of. There. So I can get them to connect, and once they're connected, then they're good. But they will uncouple. They just don't want to connect easily. There. So you can't as easily just slap them together when you're building a train, which might cause me to change out the couplers. So here's another test. I just changed the whole trucks to just the generic Atlas trucks. And they, oh, after a couple slaps, oh, never mind. They kind of stick together. Not really. So overall, it's a beautiful locomotive, very nicely detailed, runs well. It still needs some run time to break it in. It's not often I get a new locomotive, so definitely gotta remember to give it some time running around the track and working the gears and all that. But my only drawbacks, I guess, if you want to call it that, not to the light board is not completely bothering me, but it does a little bit. It would have been nice to see a little bit more lighting features for the ditch lights. I mean, they're cool and I'm glad that they're there, but like I said, if it's at a grade crossing, you would kind of expect them to be alternating, but it is what it is. And the only thing that really throws me off is these couplers. So I'm gonna have to look into what ones I need to replace them out with, because can't have a locomotive that doesn't easily hook in with the rest of its train. So other than that, it's a great locomotive, and I mean, it's a Kato, so you know that it's got a good name behind it. So I am very much looking forward to my other one that will be coming hopefully sometime in the new year. And in the meantime, I will enjoy playing with this one. So if you have any comments or thoughts about the locomotive yourself, then throw them down in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching.